This is either going to offend you or set you free. If dating feels exhausting, it's not because dating is hard. It's because you're performing for approval, like it's an audition or a job interview. And before you say, "No, I'm not," let's talk about what that actually looks like. But before we do that, welcome to the first video in a series of 4 that's under the playlist, End the Audition, Dating from Inner Glow. Do you want to keep dating from chasing and desperation? Or do you want to shine so hard and love your own energy so much that people are dying to be part of your experience? And that doesn't just go for dating. This will affect every area of your life. And every single video in this series will give you one real practical action step that you can implement in your everyday life, including this video. So make sure you stay until the end. And we're not just saying affirmations or forcing a change in beliefs. When you act in congruence with your new belief, even if you don't believe it yet, by showing up consistently with these new habits and behaviors, you actually reprogram your brain with that new belief. And then with that new belief being your new subconscious program, these behaviors and habits become automatic so that you don't even have to think about them anymore. So that way you just show up as your radiant badass self and free of giving a shit about what other people think of you. Because this series is about ending the audition. It will be primarily focused on dating, but this concept can apply to anything in your life: career, job, any relationships, romantic, friends, family. So if dating has you exhausted, overthinking, or most importantly, questioning your worth, you are in the right place and you're going to want to watch this series. So if dating feels like a job interview, let's talk about what that looks like. It's when the only question you're trying to answer is, do they like me? And that is exhausting because the only question you should be asking yourself is, do I even like them? And I know this experience of auditioning and performing and chasing after someone else's approval because I lived it. And if you are new here, I am Angie Hawkins, the Inner Glow Coach, and I help women stop chasing love and approval and start radiating it from within, because that is how you naturally attract the things meant for you. And now I coach women. They're successful, intelligent, and usually pretty emotionally aware, but many of them are exhausted from dating. In fact, one of my clients, she's 40 and recently divorced. She came to me believing if dating doesn't work out, it means I failed. If he doesn't like me, something is wrong with me. And if this doesn't go somewhere, I'm back at zero. And these beliefs were running her dating life. And now, after taking her through my glow method and her inner glow up, she is dating without performing. And I'll talk more about how she got there over this series. But first, we need to talk about what's actually happening behind these fears. Because here's the thing, you are not exhausted because you went on a date. You're exhausted because you're putting on a performance. It is draining when you're pretending to be someone you're not, because you may be monitoring your tone or what you say. You're being all hyper vigilant about their body language and reactions. And maybe you're trying to be chill and easy, even though internally you're an anxious mess. And on that note, a lot of women that I talk to, and I used to be this way too, so I'm not shaming anyone, but a lot of women that I talk to, they try to be the chill, easygoing girl, and being quote unquote chill is simply another way of saying that you have low standards, because it's saying you can do whatever you want to me and treat me however you want, and I don't care because I don't have standards for what I allow into my life. And I am telling you, you are going to attract gross people who take advantage of that mindset. So we aren't doing that here anymore because you have high standards now. And Another thing I want to point out is that spark that you feel at the beginning is not always chemistry. That's an adrenaline spike from the hypervigilance and monitoring for approval, and also getting those dopamine hits when they do show signs of approval. So when dating becomes about managing perception, your nervous system goes straight into survival mode. So that's why you leave dates feeling wired and anxious, or maybe even weirdly empty. And it may not be because something went wrong, it's because you, who you really are, you weren't actually present because you were auditioning or performing. And if this is you, this is where I'm going to lovingly but assertively call you out. And by the way, I've lived in Hawaii for 8 years, but I'm originally from Chicago, so I definitely can get an attitude and be assertive. But the moment you ask, do they like me? Your body goes into survival mode because that question says, my emotional safety depends on your approval. So here is the reframe that changes everything, because we are accountable for our own emotional safety. The question is not, do they like me? The real question is, do I even like them? Because what you really care about is, what do I want? Do I like this? Are they good for me? That is the shift. When your worth isn't dependent on anything or anyone outside of you. And then dating stops feeling like survival and all desperate and gross, because you like yourself, you're happy with yourself, you're living in integrity with your values, so you're always showing up as yourself, not the polished version, not the pick-me version. And the best part about all of this is that you're not anxious. You're not chasing love and approval, because you are loving your own energy, and they can decide if they like it or not. And if they don't, that's okay, because you are your own worth, not anything outside of you. So when my client came to me and she had all these beliefs about what other people doing, making it about her, she couldn't see her blind spots. So I helped her find them. We rekindled her inner glow, and she learned how to be loyal to herself. And from that place, she started dating from standards, not desperation. And she went on a date last week, and afterward, she texted me and basically said that she didn't try to impress him. She just showed up as herself. And if nothing came from it, she was okay with that. And that was so huge for her, because she didn't win because he liked her. She didn't win because it went somewhere. She won because she didn't abandon herself to be chosen. She stayed loyal to herself, and that is where the magic happens. Success isn't the relationship. It's not abandoning yourself to be in the relationship. Because when you leave a date feeling calm instead of anxious, grounded instead of spiraling, that is self-trust and shining from the inside in action. And that is the shift. It doesn't happen because you wake up one day and decide to force yourself to be confident. There is a reason that this sticks, and that is what I'm breaking down in this series. So your first action step is, next time that you're on a date, and again, this doesn't have to be just about dating, this can be work or somewhere else, but next time you're on a date, pause and ask yourself honestly, am I performing? And that's it. Simply start the process of being aware. And I know it doesn't seem like much, but this is a huge win, because again, when you have these subconscious beliefs running the show, they're dictating your behaviors and what you're attracting into your life. So just breaking that pattern and having that state of awareness about what your subconscious patterns are, that is a huge win. And extra credit in these moments of awareness, if appropriate, do a little happy dance or do something to celebrate the fact that you have awareness about this pattern. So your assignment is just be aware, no fixing, no correcting, no forcing, because awareness is the first step, and this is how self-trust starts rebuilding. And in the next video, I'm going to explain why our body panics at the idea of not being chosen and why this has nothing to do with confidence and everything to do with survival. Because the real upgrade isn't being picked, it's becoming the woman who feels safe, calm, and grounded, whether someone stays or goes. And if they go, that is their loss, because that is true empowerment. And I will see you in the next video.